Hello and welcome to Uninews. I'm Carolina Sarassa and thank you for your time. We began today with Hurricane Dorian. The storm is currently 100 miles off Florida's east coast. It could reach the Carolinas later this week. Meanwhile, as we continue to track the storm and the aftermath. But first, let's go to Univision's chief meteorologist, Albert Martinez, with the latest of Dorian's track. Albert. What sort of impact could Dorian have on the Carolinas, for example, the city of Charleston? Yeah. So many questions for you this afternoon. How about these other 4 storms that could be making their way close to the U.S.? Right. For that live report. And Hurricane Dorian has finally moved away from the Bahamas. Today, we have a more clear view of the damages. Hundreds of people are stranded. Thousands of structures are destroyed, and the number of people dead is rising. Lorraine Cáceres has more details.
The Bahamian parliament said today the government was now pulling together teams to receive goods from abroad and was organizing distribution centers as teams begin to launch search and rescue missions. He also expressed his gratitude for how the world is coming together to help them out. Back to you.
Thank you, Lorraine, for that information. And meanwhile, thousands of people along the coast of Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas are under evacuation orders. Today, we are joined by Cynthia de la Torre. She's the national spokesperson. Speaking of South Carolina, Ricardo Arrambari is in Charleston. The center of Dorian is just under 100 miles off the Florida coast, but some areas are experiencing steady rain and winds. Power outages have been reported, and some counties are still under mandatory evacuation orders. Andrea Linares has more.
And back here in Florida, things are slowly returning to normal. Universal Orlando Resort Parks and Disney Parks have reopened. Orlando International Airport has also resumed operations, but still a storm surge is possible along the coast. But for those in the Bahamas, it'll certainly be a long road back to recovery. The Prime Minister there calling it the greatest national crisis in the country's history. Caro, now back to you.
Thank you, Andrea, for that report. And as millions prepare for a possible impact by Hurricane Dorian, one segment of the population is feeling a special fear. Undocumented immigrants worried about the possibility of ICE arrest. Pablo Gatto sat down exclusively with acting DHS Secretary Kevin McAleenan, who assured him those who are undocumented have nothing to fear for the time being. And coming up, a man who tried. Welcome back to Unews. And now to the latest on the diving boat tragedy over the Labor Day weekend. The Coast Guard is suspending the search for victims. Investigators worried that getting answers about what happened may be difficult. Juan Carlos Gonzalez has the details. Thank you, Juan Carlos, for that report. And as many people familiar with the boat are speaking out after the tragic incident off the Santa Cruz Island. Santa Barbara Samaritan, who tried to help those on board the burning boat, is now speaking out. Bob Hansen was in a fishing trip with his wife when he helped rescue 5 crew members. Here is his account of the very tragic moment. Yet another mass shooting in the U.S. this past weekend, Walmart is now making a big change. America's largest employer has announced that they will stop selling certain types of ammunition as their CEO demands a change from lawmakers. And Walmart is not the only major store pushing for more action. And welcome back to Unews. The Oklahoma Highway Patrol recently released dramatic video of an accident showing a U-Haul truck slam into 2 firefighters working a wreck. Look at the prosecutors will push forward with federal gun charges against an undocumented immigrant acquitted of murder in California. Now, a Maryland man is facing a long list of charges for allegedly slamming his truck into a city hall near the Pennsylvania border. Police say he plowed the truck into the building over and over again. As Jorge Hernandez reports, the suspect was angry over losing water service at home. Spilled over in the Haitian capital on Tuesday after opposition supporters reportedly ransacked office in Pennsylvania. One mother desperate for her son to get better after he ended up in a coma, allegedly because of his cigarettes. Ivan Taylor has more. Welcome back to Unews. Singer Ariana Grande deciding to sue over new ads that she says imitate her personal look. The pop star going after the stores Forever 21 for $10 million. Media Marias has the details.
So according to reports, the deal between the star and Forever 21 was broken because the company wasn't willing to pay her enough. Now, the lawsuit also states that Forever 21 initially agreed to take down all unauthorized photos, but ended up keeping them on their social media accounts for months. Now, Grande is also suing Riley Rose, which is a beauty store owned by Forever 21, so we'll have to keep an eye to see what happens on this.
I'm still thinking about the photos and the music video and trying to find the similarities, but we're going to have to wait and see what happens in court. But this news comes just days after reports that the same store may be having financial trouble, right?
Right, so they actually reported...
Depend on stores like Forever 21. Just quickly, what have you heard about that?
Yeah, so the problem is that if they were to file for this bankruptcy, they would have to close their most unprofitable stores, and that could potentially affect, mall owners.
Of course, Miriam, thank you so much for being with us today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Hasta mañana, and thank you.